Hello, this video was recorded during our event Engaging Citizens and Civil Society in Interreg, held online on the 11th of March 2022. In this video, you will listen from Simona VATAFU, representative from Interreg Romania Bulgaria program. Why did they participate at the TG Regio and OECD pilot project? What was their experience? And you will learn also about their next steps.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting us today to share with you our experience with the pilot project. It was a very interesting experience, a new one. We didn't have a previous experience, and also challenging as well. So a few ideas, I would like to share a few ideas about our project. First slide, please. So why we decided to apply? First of all, the main reasons for which we decided to participate to this pilot project is driven by our commitment to increase transparency and efficiency in managing EU funds. We have a program that aims to offer solutions to the problems of the that people are confronting day by day in the cross-border region, and to have quality projects that actually address the needs of the local communities. So that is why it's important for us to find new ways to make the life of our beneficiaries of people and people from the region much more easier by having more simple and transparent procedures, by developing new tools for collecting their ideas and proposals, and in this way trying to become closer to them. In the same time, we have a history of participating to European Commission and Interact initiatives in the past related to the development of institutional capacity. We were part of a pilot project regarding testing EU competency framework for the management and implementation of the ERDF and the Cohesion Fund. The project actually involved working with EU representatives and external experts for the evaluation of the MA managing authority competencies. We also have participated to different working groups set up by Interact related to inter-program capacity and competence in European territorial cooperation, namely on how to cooperate with other programs and to develop staff capacities. And also we were part of the working groups related to preparing the Interreg position for post-2020 cohesion policy. But the most important reason for which we decided to apply is because we are targeting to improve capacity building in the programming process of the next Interreg program post-2020, which is now finalized. We started the programming process in early 2020, and we aim to design a program that is closer to citizens, as I mentioned before. For that, we are aware of the fact that we need to get in touch with the real needs for development of the local communities in the cross-border region. And this, of course, can be done through dialogue with them, through public consultations, and through actions for direct involvement of our stakeholders, and also general public, in our case, representatives of civil society organizations. Next slide, please. So what happened in concrete with this pilot project? We started in July 2020, and the project ended in November 2021. During this period, we received technical assistance from OECD experts. During the first months of the project, we had several meetings with the OECD experts. We filled in some questionnaires and we organized validation workshops with the purpose for the OECD experts to get to know better our activity, to collect background information on our program structures and roles. So we had discussions about legal provisions, institutional framework, how the partnership principle works in our case, which are our beneficiary, which is the role of the managing authority, national authority, joint secretariat, and managing monitoring committee. The conclusion of this analysis were the following, and sorry, there is a noise, I'm sorry for that. In our case, civil society partners are represented by NGOs. We have quite active number of NGOs depending on the field of interest. For example, in the environmental area, our NGOs are quite active. We rather work with stakeholders than with individual citizens. This is very true because from our point of view, stakeholders provide expertise and a specific input in our consultation processes. For example, when we organized public consultation of strategic documents, we received the feedback mainly from stakeholders. The citizens showed actually a low interest and involvement in this process. So we need to do more on that in the first steps. We also figure out that we covered actually the first two levels of citizen participation that Eva was talking about, information and consultation. As we organized during the current program and during the programming period as well, several stakeholder consultation processes that took the form of public consultation, questionnaires sent to them. For example, we had questionnaires sent on a topic of simplification of procedure for the next program. So beneficiary share their views regarding how they would like to see the program more flexible, more simple, and so on. We had also working and focus groups, interviews with potential beneficiaries. It's true we didn't have focus group and with citizens, and Sophie mentioned this initiative, and I think it's a very good one, and we'll think about it as well for the future. So as I said, we had experience in consultation processes in all stages of the program, but we don't have any experience related to involving citizens in participation processes. Next slide, please. So which are the outcomes of this project? Starting from the conclusion of the analysis provided by the OECD experts and the needs identified by the experts, we developed together the next actions. First of all, we organized, actually OECD experts organized for us an online workshop in April 2021. This workshop was dedicated for the managing authority, national authority, joint secretariat staff, and also for the members of the joint working group for programming. This is a partnership structure created for taking major decisions regarding the next program Interreg. The workshop focused on the main principles of citizen and stakeholders participation, the difference between the involvement of citizen and stakeholders, also included examples of practices of participation and tips for citizen participation. Another outcome, important one, is the elaboration of the citizen participation checklist in collaboration with the experts, actually in collaboration with us because it was still elaborated by the OECD experts. In November 2021, this is a practical guideline representing a useful tool in designing citizens' participation processes. It is published on our program website, and you can access in the link below. This is a comprehensive document that actually helps decision makers and managers to identify when citizen participation is useful, which are the steps of designing a participation process, and includes recommendations on how to ensure quality of the process and follow-up, and also a variety of different methods and tools that can be used depending on the purpose of the process and the context. The document includes also a checklist for organizing a successful consultation process. This was a special request from the managing authority due to the fact that we are organizing a lot of consultation processes, and you may find it in the document included. Next slide, please. Of course, it's a pilot project. We identified some challenges in organizing participation processes for citizens. For example, in our opinion, a citizen participation process that involves more than a consultation process is a complex process because it implies planning. It implies organization, allocation of significant time and human resources. Sometimes for a managing authority, this can be challenging because we have limited human and financial resources allocated. For example, the organizational chart and the budget for technical assistant is set up in advance for a 7 years period. And sometimes you need to identify and plan in due time such a process so it can work properly and you get the results you are expecting. Another challenge would be that there might be difficulties in raising and keeping the interest of the citizens in being involved in a participation process. Because in some cases they do not have a direct interest in participation, and here we have to find that common interest of them in comparison with stakeholders that actually they are directly interested. And this happens especially in countries where there is not such a well-developed citizen participation culture or tradition, or where maybe there is not a high level of trust in the public authorities, in politicians or officials, for example. Another challenge will be in the process of data collection needed for organizational specific citizen participation process. Each participation process must be adjusted to the specific needs, expectation, and characteristics of each target group of citizens. For example, if we design a campaign involving youth and making them interested in a certain initiatives, we have to take in consideration their needs, the communications channels they prefer, and so on. So it's important for a managing authority to know as much information as possible about that specific target group. And in some cases, this information is not very well accessible or available. So we need to provide additional resources and identify activities to collect this data. For example, organizing special meetings, interviews, focus group, and so on. Next slide, please. Which are the benefits of this project, of this participation processes? Actually, of this project, we are as I said, we are at the beginning of this process. We don't have a previous experience with involving citizens. And since we started this project, we received, I'm managing authority, GS staff, we received very useful information regarding the difference between citizens and stakeholders involvement, the methods and tools that we can use in participation processes, and also example of citizen participation. We had several discussions with the OECD experts, and these were very useful for us because during these discussions, we had the opportunity to exchange views with them to clarify many of the questions we had. And also this led to a change of mindset for us, changing the perspective. Actually, we started to think beyond the first two levels of citizen participation, which are information and consultation, to the third level, engagement of citizens. Something very interesting that happened during our project is that we had an interesting exchange of experience with another EU initiatives for citizens involvement, namely the project Robulus, Tools for Enhancing Youth Engagement in Romania or Bulgaria Cross-Border Cooperation. One of the results of this project is that the project team actually developed 6 videos with successful stories of citizen participation in the implementation of our program. So we are talking about 6 projects funded by our Interreg project. And it was a really nice surprise for us to get in contact with these interesting stories they had to share and their experience regarding citizens' involvement. So we decided to promote these videos on our Facebook page during a promotion campaign, 1 project per week. So this led to the idea that during this process, you start from something, you don't know where you're gonna get, but opportunities for cooperating with other projects and initiatives involving citizens may appear along the way. Next slide, please. So, which is our action plan? First of all, we disseminated to all target group the information expertise acquired during this project by making public this citizen participation checklist. Maybe Besiana can share it on the link to access if they are interested. Thank you. And we believe that this document is not only useful for the management structures of a program, but also for beneficiaries, for stakeholders, for instance, local counties, that regional administrations that want to prepare a citizen participation process, NGOs, and also other programs that or bodies and associations that are interested to organize such participation processes. So that's why we believe that it's important to make it public and accessible to all interested parties. Also, we plan to use the checklist for designing a consultation process in all consultation processes to be carried out during the activity of the strategy board created under Policy Objective 5, Europe Closer to Citizens. This is the objective selected within the next Interreg program. And the strategy board is a multi-level governance structure, a partnership structure, comprising representatives of national, regional, and local authorities, NGOs, and also economic sector, SMEs. And this structure was created with the purpose to develop an integrated territorial strategy of the area connected to the Eurovelo 6 cycling route in Romania and Bulgaria. We don't know yet how it will look in concrete, this, but we are moving step to step to develop, to involve the strategy members in a more depth consultation and participation processes with. We also liked, I personally liked a lot the proposal of Sophie that to have a participation advisor that deals with all participation citizen processes. So we are thinking maybe about this as well. Also, we are thinking about finding ways of encouraging our potential beneficiary to think about designing projects involving citizen participation. And this we envisage for the future call for proposal of projects, and maybe why not giving some extra points to projects promoting citizen engagement initiatives, project promoting citizens initiatives. But this has to be to discuss at the program level. These are just only a few thoughts. And also we are very interested in collaboration with other projects and similar initiatives involving citizens. Thank you.